And we begin at noon with everyone involved in the Nathaniel Sanders lawsuit. They're now trying to figure out what to do next. Last night, the Austin City Council rejected a settlement that would have given the family of Nathaniel Sanders $750,000. It was a close vote, 4-3. Here's the breakdown. Mayor Lee Leffingwell voted no, along with Mike Martinez, Chris Riley, and Randy Shade. Council members Cheryl Cole, Laura Morrison, and Bill Spellman wanted to give the Sanders family that money. KXAN City reporter Reagan Hackelman was there during the vote last night. He joins us live from East Austin now. Reagan, some heated words flying around council chambers. How are things today?
Well, guys, as far as the NAACP is concerned, relationships between city leaders and Austin's black community are still not good this afternoon, but we'll get to that in just a second. First, we want to let you know what is next for the settlement. Now, when council voted last night to reject this settlement, that essentially moves this federal lawsuit forward against against the police officer who shot and killed Nathaniel Sanders. Now, the city originally was part of this lawsuit, but a U.S. district judge dropped the city from this lawsuit, but the city still has to pay for the lawyer for the police officer, and they have to pay for any settlement that comes out. If any settlement comes out of this lawsuit, the city of Austin will have to pay for it. The reason, because at the time of this shooting, the police officer was an employee of the city of Austin and was doing official city business. Now, there is the possibility that the city could go back to the table, come up with a smaller settlement for the Sanders family, but the council will have to vote on that. We talked to the NAACP, who has been in contact with the Sanders family, and their president, Nelson Linder, said he does not think that will be happening.
Well, we respect the family, and their position has been thus far, don't accept a small settlement. It's not about money, it's about principle, and that's our position as well. We support the family, but it's about principle, it's not about money. It's about justice and final analysis.
Now, I did talk to the family that is representing the Sanders family. He tells us, the attorney who is representing the Sanders family, he tells us right now that he does not want to comment on this case. They are still weighing their options, and they should have a decision sometime next week. Now, as far as the trial goes, if everything continues, and if it continues, it should start sometime next year. But once again, there is the possibility of a settlement. And coming up at the bottom of the hour, we will hear more from Nelson Linder about the council's vote last night. Guys, back to y'all.
All right, Reagan Hackelman live for us. Thank you for that. After the decision from council came down last night, there was quite a reaction from some of Sanders' supporters. Our Kate White on now with those details.
Well, it was extremely heated inside City Hall last night following the vote, and that's not surprising considering tensions have been growing between this East Austin community and the city ever since Nathaniel Sanders was shot to death. Now, after the vote came down by council members, local NAACP President Nelson Linder stormed out of council chambers. Earlier this week, he told us about a partnership the NAACP was going to form with the Austin Police Department to try and ease tensions between the community and officers. While he says that partnership will still go on as planned, he had harsh words for city officials.
It's an insult to black people. Leffingwell is a two-faced liar. He and Martinez have worked together on this plot from day one. They are unworthy of public office. I tell you what, this kind of mentality is why we have racism in East Austin.
I think the best shot that we have at this now is to let this process go forward, let the facts, let a jury of peers make the decision.
The attorney for Sanders family told us that they plan to pursue this case, and the possibility of renegotiating a new settlement is not out of the question. From Austin City Hall, Kate White, KXAN Austin News.
All right, Kate, thank you. An in-depth look at the history of this case. Now, it all began more than a year ago. In May of 2009, Officer Leonardo Quintana shot and killed Nathaniel Sanders at the Walnut Creek Apartments in East Austin. Sanders' family filed a wrongful death suit against the city and Quintana less than a month later. Quintana was cleared of any wrongdoing, criminal wrongdoing, in August of 2009, but the Sanders family continued its suit against the city and reached that tentative settlement earlier this year. Now, with the settlement rejected, the civil lawsuit will go on. And here's some in-depth perspective based on similar cases. Since 2002, 5 families have sued Austin over officer-involved shootings. Judges ruled for the city in 2 of those cases, the Sophia King and Jesse Owens shootings. The city settled out of court with the families of Daniel Rocha and Kevin Brown for $1 million each.